Have you ever wondered why some people seem to manifest their dreams effortlessly, while others struggle for years with no real change? The answer isn't luck or hard work, it's awareness. Neville Goddard taught a simple but life-altering truth. Your reality is shaped by what you are aware of being, not what you want, not what you hope for, but what you assume yourself to already be. And in just the next 30 minutes, you'll unlock the key lessons from his powerful book, The Power of Awareness, a guide that's been changing lives for decades. This isn't about surface-level motivation or positive thinking. This is about the deep mechanics of creation, how your inner state, assumptions, and imagination silently direct the course of your life. You'll learn why your I am is the true creative word, why feeling is more powerful than force, and how to step into the version of you who already has what they desire. If you've been waiting for a breakthrough, this message is it. So pause the noise around you, lean in, and let's awaken the one truth that changes everything. Your awareness is your destiny. Let's begin. We've been conditioned to believe that the outer world determines our fate, that circumstances, people, or luck are responsible for what we experience. But Neville Goddard taught a radical truth. Nothing outside you has creative power. The moment you accept that your inner state is the first cause of all you see, you reclaim your power. Every event, whether joyful or painful, is not the result of chance or external forces. It is a reflection of your assumptions, beliefs, and inner conversations. Blaming others only keeps you trapped. When you say, "They made me feel this way," or "It's the economy," or "I had no choice," you delay your awakening. Why? Because you've handed over your creative authority to something that never had it in the first place. Your reality doesn't respond to effort or fairness. It responds to identity. It reflects what you are being in consciousness. If you identify as someone unlucky, betrayed, or limited, life will faithfully mirror that. But the good news is this: change doesn't require controlling the outer world. It only requires revising the inner one. Shift the story within, and the script around you will change. Remember, the world is not happening to you, it's happening through you. Second causes are illusions. There is only one true cause. I am. Own it. Speak from it. And life will rearrange itself to honor your assumption. Everything in your external world, your relationships, finances, health, is a direct reflection of one thing: your inner self-concept. You are not seeing the world as it is. You are seeing the world as you are. Your partner's behavior, your income, your body, they are all mirrors, faithfully echoing back the assumptions you hold about yourself. If you believe you are unworthy of love, life doesn't argue. It simply reflects relationships that confirm that belief. If you feel powerless around money, your bank account will validate that identity. This isn't punishment, it's law. A mirror doesn't lie or judge, it reflects. So the answer isn't trying to fix what's on the surface. The answer is to change the reflection by changing the source. Your internal assumptions: want more love? Assume you are lovable. Want more wealth? Assume you are abundant. These assumptions are not about forcing positivity, they're about aligning with truth. The world outside you is not separate. It's your own consciousness pushed out. This is the hidden blessing. You don't need to control people or circumstances to change your life. You just need to revise the image you're holding within. The moment you shift how you see yourself, the mirror of life has no choice but to reflect that shift. So next time you want to change something, don't fight the mirror. Just change the face it reflects. Start within and watch everything transform. The most powerful conversations you'll ever have aren't the ones with others. They're the ones happening silently in your mind. Every day, you are engaged in a continuous flow of inner speech, and most of it goes unnoticed. Yet this quiet dialogue is not harmless, it is creative. Your inner speech is the script your life follows. If your mind is filled with fear, doubt, or self-criticism, don't be surprised when your world echoes that narrative. If you constantly think, "I never get a break," or "people don't respect me," or "things never work out," those are not just thoughts. They are seeds. And your life is the harvest. You are always affirming something. The question is, what are you affirming right now? Are you speaking as the version of yourself who already has the love, success, and peace you desire? Or are you arguing for your limitations without realizing it? Neville Goddard taught that inner conversations precede external events. That means the key to transforming your reality isn't out there, it's in the stories you repeat to yourself. Begin to speak from the end, not of the end. Say to yourself what you would say if everything you desired had already come true. Instead of rehearsing worries, rehearse fulfillment. Instead of complaining, affirm your power. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you believe to be true in conversation with yourself. Master your inner speech, and the outer world must follow. There comes a moment in your spiritual journey when you must stop pleading and start being. Asking implies that what you want is far away, that you're separate from your desire. But the truth is, you can never receive what you are not willing to first become in consciousness. When you ask over and over, when will it happen? Where is it? Why hasn't it come? You're affirming lack. You're reinforcing the belief that it's not yours. And the law responds not to begging, but to being. Assumption is different. It doesn't wait. It claims. It steps boldly into the feeling of already having. To assume the wish fulfilled is to say, it is done, even when there's no evidence. And yet, it is that very confidence, that knowing, that bends reality. Creation doesn't respond to your needs, it responds to your identity. If you want love, stop asking to be loved. Assume you are love, radiate love, live as someone already deeply loved. If you want abundance, stop asking for more money. Assume the energy of someone who already has more than enough. You don't need to force it, prove it, or chase it. You need only to step into the state of already being. The inner act of assumption sets into motion a chain of unseen events that must reflect that identity outwardly. Stop asking, start assuming. You're not meant to wait for a miracle. You're meant to become one. You can speak affirmations all day long, but if they don't carry emotion, they're just empty words. Manifestation doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you feel to be true. Feeling is the gateway to creation. Neville Goddard said, "Feeling is the secret," and that truth holds the key to every change you desire. If you want something to become real in your life, you must first make it real within, emotionally. You must feel the relief of having it, the joy of experiencing it, the peace of knowing it's already yours. It's not about forcing yourself to be happy. It's about saturating your inner world with the emotional tone of your wish fulfilled. Ask yourself, how would I feel if it were done? And let that become your inner atmosphere. The more natural that feeling becomes, the faster your world will reflect it. When the feeling takes root, doubt disappears. You stop checking the 3D. You don't need proof because the proof is alive within you. That's when the shift happens. So don't just think about your desires. Feel from them. Act as if it's already true, not to fool the universe, but to align with it. Reality always moves in the direction of dominant feeling. Feeling isn't a side effect of manifestation, it's the cause. Feel it real, and it must become real. That's not a theory, it's law. Every night, just before you drift into sleep, you stand at the doorway between your conscious mind and your subconscious. And in that sacred window, your imagination becomes the blueprint for your reality. This is where creation begins. Neville Goddard taught that the subconscious is most impressionable in the moments before sleep. It accepts whatever you're feeling and thinking as truth and faithfully expresses it in your world. That's why your final thoughts before bed matter more than anything you do all day. Instead of reviewing what went wrong, worrying about tomorrow, or mentally replaying fears, use that moment to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Imagine yourself already living in your desired state. Feel the satisfaction, the gratitude, the joy, as if it's happening now. Let that be the atmosphere you fall asleep in. Your subconscious doesn't reason, it only accepts. So if you feed it the emotional reality of your desire already fulfilled, it begins to work without effort, rearranging your world to match your inner state. Sleep is not a break from life, it's your most powerful creation tool. In the stillness before sleep, you're not begging or chasing, you're planting. You're impressing the deepest part of yourself with the assumption that it is done. So tonight, don't just go to sleep, enter the dream awake. Step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and trust that as you sleep, life is responding. To live in the end is to move through life as if what you desire is already yours. It means you stop hoping, wishing, and waiting, and you begin being. You no longer ask, when will it happen? Because you've already decided it has. Neville Goddard called this the highest form of faith. It's not about faking it, it's about embodying it. When you live in the end, you think the thoughts you would think if it were already done. You speak from fulfillment, not longing. You radiate peace, not desperation. Don't wait for proof. Be the proof. Want to be loved? Then walk through the day as someone who knows they are loved. Want success? Show up with the confidence of someone who already has it. The world is not withholding anything from you. It is simply mirroring back your internal state. You're not trying to get something. You're claiming what's already yours in the invisible. And life, by law, must rearrange to reflect that identity. Most people live in the waiting room of life, checking for signs. But the ones who manifest quickly are those who move boldly, with no evidence, fully immersed in the reality they've chosen. When you walk, talk, and act from the end, you collapse the distance between desire and experience. You bring the unseen into the seen, not through effort, but through identity. Live as if it's done, because in consciousness, it already is. Everything begins with an assumption. It's not just a thought. It's a decision about what is real for you. The moment you assume something to be true, your consciousness sets a new trajectory. From that point forward, your attention begins moving in alignment with that assumption, picking up clues, insights, and experiences that match it. Neville Goddard called this the bridge of incidents, a sequence of events that unfolds naturally, leading you from your current state to the fulfillment of your assumption. You don't need to force or manipulate these events. You only need to persist in the inner state. If you assume, I am successful, your mind will begin to filter your world differently. You'll notice opportunities you once overlooked. You'll speak with more conviction. You'll walk into rooms differently. Why? Because your assumption changes not just your thoughts, but your path. The mistake many make is abandoning the assumption when results don't come instantly. But the bridge is always building, sometimes invisibly. Your job is to stay faithful, even when there's no evidence, especially then. Don't assume based on what your five senses report. Assume based on your inner knowing. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is not wishful thinking. It's creative law in motion. Hold the end, feel it, walk in it, and trust. The bridge will rise beneath your feet, one step at a time. The route may surprise you, but the destination cannot be denied. You are not stuck. No matter how permanent your life may seem, your current identity is not your destiny. It's just a state of consciousness, and states can be changed. Neville Goddard emphasized that you don't transform your life by fixing circumstances. You do it by moving into a new state. Everything you experience, success, failure, loneliness, abundance, is a reflection of the state you're occupying. It's not who you are forever, it's just where you've been dwelling. The beauty of this truth is that all states already exist. There is already a version of you who is confident, healthy, loved, and fulfilled. You don't have to create that version. You only need to assume it. Step into the new state by thinking its thoughts, feeling its feelings, and seeing the world through its lens. Ask yourself, if I were already living my dream, how would I think? How would I speak? How would I carry myself? Then begin to embody those answers, not in the future, but now. When you shift your state, the world begins to rearrange. Not because you changed the outside, but because you changed you. Don't let your current situation convince you of limitations. Circumstances are just echoes. They follow, never lead. So today, instead of fighting your reality, move into a new one. Assume the state that reflects your deepest desire. Persist in it. Live from it. And everything around you will begin to mirror the change within. What you imagine repeatedly is not wasted thought. It's spiritual causation. Mental rehearsal isn't daydreaming or fantasy. It's the conscious use of your creative power to condition your mind and spirit into accepting a new reality. Neville Goddard taught that imagination is God in action. When you rehearse success, love, abundance, or healing in your inner world, you are planting seeds in the subconscious. And just like a garden, the subconscious doesn't question what you plant. It simply brings it to life. Science now confirms what mystics have always known. The brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. When you repeatedly visualize your desired outcome with feeling, your neural pathways begin to shift. You create a new internal map, and eventually your body, emotions, and behavior align with it. But this goes even deeper. Your soul also responds. The repetition of imagined success tunes your energy field to match your goal. You're no longer trying to manifest it, you're becoming it. Mental rehearsal is not about wishing, it's about training yourself to feel at home in your desired state. It's preparation for the inevitable. So take time every day to rehearse the life you want. See it, feel it, become it. Do it until it feels natural, because what feels natural becomes reality. You're not waiting on the outer world to change. You're rehearsing it into alignment from within. Resistance doesn't mean your desire is wrong. It means you're still holding on to who you no longer want to be. Doubt, fear, hesitation, and anxiety all arise when the mind clings to the familiar identity, even if that identity is painful. Why? Because the known, even if it's limiting, feels safe. Neville Goddard taught that in order to manifest a new reality, you must first become a new version of yourself. But here's the challenge. The moment you step toward that new self, your old self fights back. It will whisper, "This isn't you. Who do you think you are? What if it doesn't work?" That's not truth speaking. That's the echo of your former identity, trying to stay alive. Resistance is simply the tension between who you've been and who you are becoming. To evolve, you must disown the old self. Let go of the habits, stories, and feelings that keep you tethered to the past. That means walking into the unknown, where the new self lives. It means speaking as if you're already successful, loving as if you're already loved, acting as if you're already free. It will feel unnatural at first, but that discomfort is the sign of transformation. Stay there. Persist. Your current identity is not your prison. It's your launching pad. Stop identifying with lack, fear, and limitation. Assume the new self. The old you will fade, and resistance will dissolve in the light of who you've decided to become. You don't have to chase success, love, or abundance. You simply need to align with it. Like a magnet, your power comes not from effort, but from inner order. The more harmonious your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are with your desired reality, the more effortlessly it is drawn to you. Neville Goddard often emphasized that creation is not about force, it's about assumption. When your inner world is arranged in agreement with your desire, the outer world must conform. Magnetism isn't created, it's revealed through alignment. Think of it like tuning a radio. The frequency is already there, but you can't receive it until your dial matches it. In the same way, success isn't something you invent. It's a reality you tune into by becoming mentally and emotionally congruent with it. If you say, "I want wealth," but feel poor, think fearfully, and expect struggle, you're misaligned. The signal is scrambled, but when your thoughts, self-image, and emotions all say, "I am already abundant," you've created coherence, and that's where magnetism lives. This is why stillness, clarity, and inner conviction matter. When your mind is scattered, your energy is diffused. But when your mind is centered on one assumption with faith and persistence, you become magnetic. Don't try to make things happen. Instead, become the person to whom those things naturally happen. Align your inner world and watch as reality is pulled to match your frequency. That's the true secret of effortless manifestation. When something in your life feels wrong, unfair, or stuck, the natural impulse is to fight it, argue with it, fix it, resist it. But Neville Goddard taught a higher path. Don't fight the condition, transcend it. Your current reality is not the cause. It's a mirror, reflecting past assumptions, beliefs, and self-concepts. Trying to change the reflection without changing the source is like yelling at your reflection in the mirror, hoping it smiles. Fighting conditions keeps you locked in the old state, the very identity that produced those results. But when you choose to observe rather than react, you reclaim your creative power. You realize, this isn't punishment. This is just proof of what I once believed. The solution isn't resistance, it's revision and reassumption. Revision means mentally rewriting the event, the feeling, or the story. See it how you wish it had gone. Reassumption means stepping back into the feeling of your desired state, as if it's already real. When you do this consistently, conditions must shift. Why? Because you've withdrawn the energy that sustained them. You've moved to a higher frequency where the old reality can no longer survive. So when the world presents you with lack, delay, or rejection, don't fight it, transcend it. Remember, the outer is always the echo. If you change the sound at the source, the echo must follow. React less, revise more, assume again. That's how you rise above conditions and return to your rightful place as the master of your world. We often think of time as linear, past, present, future unfolding in sequence. But Neville Goddard revealed a deeper truth. Time is psychological, not mechanical. Your future is not something you're moving toward. It's something that already exists, waiting for you to match its frequency. Every possible version of your life exists now. The future you dream of, abundant, joyful, healed, successful, is already alive in the realm of imagination. But you don't reach it by waiting. You reach it by aligning with it in consciousness. The delay you feel is never in manifestation, it's in acceptance. As long as you believe it's coming someday, you're pushing it away. That belief itself creates distance. The truth is, you arrive the moment you feel it's already yours. Time bends to the assumption you hold. When you persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, things that would have taken months can unfold in days. Why? Because your reality is shaped not by time, but by state. To change your life, don't ask how long will it take. Ask how quickly can I accept it as mine. Live as though it's already done. Let your thoughts, emotions, and actions reflect that reality now. You're not a prisoner of time. You're a chooser of states. And the moment you accept the new state is real, time collapses. So stop waiting. Start embodying. The future isn't far away. It's just one assumption away from becoming your now. Imagination isn't childish. It isn't escapism. It's not wishful thinking or empty fantasy. According to Neville Goddard, imagination is God in action, the creative force behind everything you see, feel, and experience. When you imagine something with feeling, you are not just entertaining a thought. You are shaping reality. You are impressing the subconscious, which moves all things to bring that vision to life. The world around you? It's a delayed reflection of what once lived in someone's imagination. The problem is, most people dismiss imagination as just pretend. They don't take it seriously, so it doesn't produce serious results. But when you begin to treat imagination as sacred, as the true language of creation, your entire life begins to shift. Imagination is the workshop of God within you. It's where you build the blueprint of the life you desire. If you want to change your world, don't start by changing your job, your location, or your relationships. Start by changing the movie playing in your mind. Ask yourself daily, what am I imagining? Am I imagining what I want or what I fear, what I desire or what I dread? You don't need more force. You need more faith in imagination. Use it with intention. Use it with reverence, because the more seriously you treat your imagination, the more seriously the universe treats your vision. This is not make-believe, it's how you make it real. If this message stirred something inside you, if even one idea made you pause and see your world differently, then your transformation has already begun. The power of awareness isn't just a book, it's a mirror, a key, and a map. But remember, knowing is not enough. You must live it, assume it, be it. Now it's your turn to embody what you've heard. Start small. Shift one assumption, feel one new reality, and watch as life responds, not to your words, but to your awareness. If this video helped you reconnect with your inner power, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs it. It could be the spark they've been waiting for. And now I want to hear from you. Comment below with, I am the operant power. Let the universe and your subconscious see your declaration. Let that phrase mark the beginning of your new identity. Until next time, remember, nothing changes until you do. And once you change within, the whole world must follow.